pictures of my dog. I reorienting you to, we've posted all the stuff into the system. I've showed you patient inquiry. Let's talk about reporting, and then we'll talk about the collections and recall system. Reporting. Depending who my audience is, if my audience is a pretty big practice, I will tell them there are three. We have three different types of reports. Um, we have a report generator. Okay. We also have some hard copy reports, and the third report is Crystal. And if you're a big practice and you have a data processing staff and you want to do your own Crystal reports, we will make our database schema available to you. We even have created some views to make it easy for you to write reports through Crystal. I will also tell you that 95% of our practices do not find the need for Crystal because we have everything in our report writing um, system that everybody that you need. You don't really just, it's only a very very high end practice that wants to do a lot of special stuff that needs Crystal. And as a matter of fact, we have a practice as Temple Physicians where they started out and they had some Crystal reports done and they found it kind of cumbersome. They actually found it easier. We rewrote a lot of those reports in our report generator because it was just easier for them to execute, read, modify, etc. So there's an example of people that did reports in Crystal and they came back and we did a report generator. Now, I'm under the reports menu for the billing and I'm going to explain to you these other two types of reports. The first type of reports I will, for lack of a better way of putting it, these are what I call standard practice management billing hard copy reports. It's ones that every practice management system should have. An example, Castle age analysis. You want to call it age analysis, you want to call it age trial balance, you want to call it ATB, you want to call it aging. It's all the same thing. List of patients, they owe you money, total they owe you, how much is current, 30, 60, 90, 120, with the totals at the end of the total owed. Now we do some other things like we break it out by how much is owed by doctor, how much is owed out by financial class, how much is owed by location, that type of thing. But the basic general report is that's what's on it. Listing the patients that owe you money, how old it is, and then the totals. Okay? Another report, I'm treating these as kind of like ho-hum reports because if you have a practice management system that doesn't do it, you really don't have a practice management system. Every good practice management system should have this. We have these plus a lot more. The day sheet. What's the day sheet? The day sheet is the hard copy report that you run at the end of the day, which is a journal of what was posted into the system. In our particular day sheet, we have the ability for the posters to print and balance out by individual user, okay, or by batch. When I say individual user, you have your different people that are posting into the system. So for example, I'm David Pack. If I select that, I can run a day sheet of everything I've posted into the system. So I may be sitting here with some sort of a deposit ticket that I need to, EOB or checks or charge codes or whatever it is that I'm going to balance out. But in addition to that, a user can have more than one batch. Take yourself away from the online demo I've been giving you where doctors are putting in charges over the EMR to a billing company or someone that's not running the EMR. They're hand posting these charge tickets. They may be sitting here on Tuesday with charges from Tuesday and charges from Monday, which was yesterday that we haven't finished off. But we want to balance out our batches separately. We want to get a Tuesday total and balance those out, put those aside, and then have a Monday total and balance those aside. So a user can have multiple batches open. With me? The daysheet program is nothing more than making sure you balance out and having that hard copy printout. You have to balance out a daysheet before you can have it erased. that never erases the transactions. It's like an Addy machine. You know, you sit there with an Addy machine, you put stuff in it, okay, you total it out, and then you can either continue going or you can erase it and start a new tape. That's all the day sheet is when you erase a batch. You fill the figures in and the charges, right? Everybody with me on that? Okay. That's your day sheet. I'm just going to talk about a few of these others. Um, we have the charge ticket audit. That's where you can go in and you can see all the charges, all the tickets that have been missing, and what's been posted. That's where at the end of the day you can say, oh, I didn't post this one, I didn't post this one, I didn't post this one, right? That's your audit trail to make sure that that all the charge tickets have been posted into the system. Another report that is of a lot of interest, which I'm going to talk about, that I'm going to call out, is the procedure pay. Oh, I'll get to that. I'll get that in a minute. Procedure revenue report. A procedure revenue report will tell you for the month and for the year how many frequency-wise and how much money you've charged by CPT code. So it'll tell you how many 99214s I've posted, how many 99216s, etc. Total charges, frequency, month to date, frequency, month to date total charged, year to date frequency, year to date total charge. It'll break it down by provider if you want it to, break it down by office location if you want it to, etc. Another version of this is I can see how much I've received. How much have I received for 99214s this month? How many payments did I receive? What was the average amount of payment? And how much was it by Medicare, Medi-Cal, etc. That's nice. It's not as nice as the next one I'm going to talk about, which is your procedure payment analysis report. Now, the one I just mentioned will tell me how many procedures I posted, and it'll tell me how much I received this month for procedures. But if you know anything about how medical practices run, you know that the money I received for those procedures were not the procedures I did this month, because I don't get paid for them now. I get paid for them later. So that's kind of a false. It tell me how much I received, but not what I've received for the procedures I did. The patient procedure payment analysis report will let you run it, and you will be able to see what procedures you did from, let's say, January 1st to March 31st, and what you received for those procedures. It actually links the payments that were applied against it. Now, if you're going to run that report, and you run it in March for what you've received for procedures you did through January from March, you haven't given enough time to collect your data. You have to wait. I need to run that report. I need to be in June to run the procedure payment analysis report for what I did January through March, because I have to have had enough time to actually receive the payments. Are you with me on that? But what's also cool about this is you can track it for one financial class or one insurance company. So if I call it the contract information, am I really getting paid what I expect to get paid? If you've got a contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield, you run this procedure payment analysis, and you look at, I'm supposed to be getting, $50 per 99214. It'll actually show you what they're actually paying you in retrospect. And that's a great report, and most other systems don't have it. They just don't have the ability to link it and actually show you the actual results of what was paid for those procedures. Do you now understand the difference between the procedure payment analysis and the procedure revenue? Like, here's what I got, but it doesn't really tell me what they were paid on, really. Is that clear? Okay. By the way, the procedure payment analysis report also tells me the average days outstanding before I received payment from that insurance plan. So it will tell me how long it took to get those payments on average. So, you can actually see Blue Cross is paying me within 28 days or Blue Cross is paying me within 98 days. Okay, that's the procedure payment analysis report. Now let me backtrack a little bit. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna run one of these so you can see how I run it. Okay. So I'm gonna go into billing reports. I'll just pick one. age analysis. How's that? Okay. I kind of hesitate to show you all these because I can run this as if it's a collections report, but we don't need to run it as a collections report because we have the collections module. But I'm just going to use this as an example, A, because everybody knows what the end result is going to be. It's going to be patients that owe me money, right? And B, because everybody understands it, okay? But we always get, when we run these reports, this particular type of reports, we get what we call the options selection screen.